Will the red-hot housing market cool or crash in the coming year? Well, with so much information and really misinformation out there, it can be hard to cut through the noise and really understand what's happening in the local real estate market. Hi, I'm Diane Harris with Premier Sotheby's International Realty here in Naples, Southwest Florida. So let's see what the experts are predicting for 2022 so that we can have more clarity on where our housing market is going. So National Association of Realtors Chief Economist Lawrence Young shared 4 reasons why he thinks another solid year lies ahead for the real estate market. Number 1, he predicts no housing crash in the coming months. So some have speculated that astronomical home price growth nationwide has set us up for a drop similar to 2008 and 2009. But ongoing low mortgage rates and high demand, as well as the regulations around subprime lending, should keep all of that from happening. Number 2, there will be manageable mortgage rate hikes. So while mortgage rates will come off record lows, the hikes won't be large enough to put buyers off. So Young estimated that mortgage rates will rise to 3.7% in the coming year, which by historical standards is still extremely low and supportive of the mortgage demand and affordability. So according to a University of Michigan consumer sentiment study in September 2021, only 1 in 3 people thought it was a good time to buy a home. But with interest rates rising and appreciation rates still high, savvy buyers are weighing that cost. It's important to keep in mind that for every 1% rise in interest rates, your purchase power goes down by 10%. So buying and financing a home while interest rates are low allows you to purchase more home. 3, there's help on the way for first-time buyers. So the proposed legislation would assist first-time home buyers with down payments and potentially provide additional funds for minority and low-income buyers. Number 4, Young believes that there will be more inventory available. Mortgage forbearance options established by the CARES Act are expiring, as we all know, and people behind on their mortgages can actually sell their homes instead of entering into foreclosure due to the amount of equity that they have in their homes, which has been created by rising home prices, which in turn will open up more inventory for buyers. So how will Lawrence Young's predictions impact Naples, Southwest Florida in 2022? Well, once again, my darn crystal ball is a little bit murky. However, we merely really need to look at the numbers for an indication of where our Southwest Florida market is going. So home sales were impacted by low inventory during October 2021, but new listings are on the rise, according to the market report released by the Naples Area Board of Realtors, which tracks home sales in Collier County, excluding Marco Island. So overall, closed sales in October 2021 decreased 32% from a year ago, but irrespective of the home buying frenzy that took place during the second half of 2020, closed sales in October were historically higher than the average for a typical October in Naples, even with the lowest inventory level on record by neighbor. So broker analysts anticipate more sellers will be entering the market over the next few months as the lure of paradise down here is already beckoning seasonal and foreigner visitors back to our shores now that many of the international travel restrictions have been lifted. The market report shows preseason interest already in play as October's pending sales and showings were above summer month levels. So the median closed price in October increased by 16.9% from a year ago to $450,000. So the pandemic affected buying behaviors and sales of single-family homes. They obviously outpaced condominiums as people sought more open space in 2020. But those buying behaviors have now shifted. So condominium inventory decreased by 84% from a year ago. It's a bunch. And showing this demand shift, there were half as many condominiums available compared to single-family homes at the end of October. So it's not surprising then that the median closed price for condominiums increased by 31% to $370,000 from a year ago. Single-family home closed prices increased only 18.8% from last October to $615,000. Budge Husky, CEO of Premier Sotheby's International Realty, said that there are signs to be optimistic. Quote, "I'm seeing more and more development companies from around the country putting their money into Naples. They know Naples still represents a great value compared to other desirable locations around the country, and investing in today's prices shows that they think Naples will only become even more desirable in the future. They're confident that the level of demand and the overall values have room to run." End quote. So to confirm that optimism, from January to September 2021, there was a 48% increase in closed sales against the same 9 months in 2020. And opportunities to invest in Naples real estate are still out there. So for example, developers are selling lots again. Most newly constructed homes don't actually get added to the MLS until they sell, so we don't see them reflected in the reports of the inventory numbers on the MLS. So even though closed sales were down, it is simply because we just don't have all that extra inventory. But that does not necessarily mean that prices are going to continue to rise at the rate we saw this past year. So with inflation moving up, Now is a great time to sell your home in Naples, as interest rates will eventually rise, according to the experts, so the number of potential buyers are going to thin a little bit, and it may likely level out list prices. So it's pretty challenging for a home buyer or seller to keep their pulse on the local market without a realtor. For sellers, a realtor can often negotiate a higher close price than what they could have received on their own, because a realtor can interpret the MLS, evaluate purchase offers, qualify buyers, and take steps to maximize their return. For buyers, a realtor can help them find the right home, carefully craft an offer, and quickly maneuver through the negotiations, escalation clauses, contingencies, and then get on to closing. If you need assistance navigating the Naples, Southwest Florida real estate market, or want more information about our fabulous community, reach out and connect with me, as I am here to help you love the way you live in Naples.